Welcome to Homework Lib.
Break down the laws of thermodynamics. The first one is going to be, let's begin with the zeroth law of thermodynamics, which tells us that if two systems are in thermal equilibrium, and we have a third system that is in equilibrium with either of them, then all of them are going to be in equilibrium. So this is going to be the basis for the measurement of temperature, and it is often represented by the following figure. You're going to have system A and system B in thermal equilibrium, and B and C in thermal equilibrium. What this means is that, according to the zero law of thermodynamics, A and C are going to be also in equilibrium. Now let's go with the first law. The first law of thermodynamics is also known as the law of energy conservation, and it states that the energy cannot be created or destroyed in an isolated system. You can only transform it, and it is represented often with change of internal energy is equal to Q plus minus W, depending if you define the work as acting upon the system or if the system is acting on the environment. Both definitions are correct, you just need to be careful with the signs. The second law of thermodynamics, what it tells us is that it is going to introduce the concept of entropy. So this is going to be our keyword for the second law of thermodynamics. And it is also going to give us a direction of spontaneity because it tells us that the total entropy of the system plus environment will increase or stay the same for any natural occurring process or for any spontaneous process. And finally, the third law of thermodynamics is going to be that as temperature goes to absolute zero, that is going to be 0 Kelvin, then the entropy for a crystal is going to go to a minimum. You can also state it as the entropy for a perfect crystal with no defects or anything at 0 Kelvin is equal to 0. We're going to have absolute order, only one possible state, and often it is defined as, instead of 0, you can define it as S0 being a minimum value, but you can also always refer all of your calculations with respect to S0 and define that as the 0 for your value. So those are the three laws of thermodynamics, and only thing that I miss about the third one is that this is also going to imply that it is impossible to reach absolute zero. So these are the three laws. Thank you very much and have a good one.